Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts.
In this video, I'll be looking at I Lie Popeye issue 1. Okay, so this is I Lie Popeye issue 1 by Massive Comics. Never heard of Massive Comics before, but I remember seeing the advert for this when it first came out and thought it looked interesting. Went for the Punch Out cover because it's Punch Out and Punch Out is cool. I really enjoyed this one. This is a good issue. So this is again a kind of another modern reworking of a familiar character. Um, and it's kind of like almost like Popeye by the way of anime. Um, but I think they've done a really good job here. The characters are recognizable. You know who everybody is. The new characters look interesting as well. So basically, we've got a little kind of preamble where Popeye has run out of spinach. He's just been beaten up by people. Bluto's on the ground as well. This purple person is kind of knocked him unconscious. Then we kind of cut back to uh, 24 hours beforehand. And we have here Judy Patootie, who is a reporter that's basically come and see Popeye to get the news story on how Popeye lost his eye. Olive Oil is intent in telling the story first of all, which basically is about this merman that comes out the sea, and Popeye goes off and fights him. When he comes back, he hasn't got his eye again. Bluto steps in and basically says, "That's not true. That's not happened. What happened was I was on the beach at the point in time, and the giant squid come attacked uh, a boat. I went there to defend it, and after it got kind of grabbed Popeye, Popeye got in the way, and as I punched Popeye in the face and smashed it into the side of the squid, his eye shot out. Now, first thing, layout of this is brilliant. The amount of panels we've got in here, and text is good. It's actually very very small text, but it works. But the panels layout, there's so much stuff going on. This is not, again, this is not a 2 minute read through, flip, 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 done. There's a lot of story in this. Um, so Wimpy comes up next for his take on the storyline. Now Wimpy looks like he's slightly lost some weight here, but he's still after his hamburgers. Um, he basically tells of a story that he's fighting this kind of monster. The monster shoots off a laser beam and it catches Popeye in the eye and blows his eye out. Okay. And then Popeye kind of says, okay, it's my turn to tell a story. And Judy Patootie basically says, okay, everyone shut up. I'm not interested now. And instead of his realise she's after apparently called the Jade Eye, I believe, which is something that for the Sea Hag wants. And as she is kind of transformed into this creature, she summons out this guy that comes out the ocean. Now, this is where it kind of gets very, very anime and manga. I mean, that this character wouldn't look out of place in Dragon Ball, but I think it still really works. So anyway, Bluto goes up first. You know, nothing can stand up to Bluto. So as a try, punches it a couple of times. It's not even flustered. He gets smacked aside, smashed inside into a truck. Popper comes up next. Try and does a few punches, dodges a couple of punches, gets smacked in the face. He goes down as well. Bluto's back. He fights a little bit harder this time, nuts the guy, and basically just knocks himself unconscious. And then it's Popeye's go to basically get a little tiny can of spinach, pops himself into super Popeye mode, and kind of does this kind of, power. I mean this is anime. Does a power up punch, about to swing his power punch, and instead she turns into this woman. Now I don't know if this woman's a character we've seen elsewhere because I don't remember seeing her, but apparently she recognised her, calls her Teresa, I think, or something like that. Anyway, it turns out she's possessed by the Sea Hag. Um, the Sea Hag kind of basically says to Popeye, "Right, look, we know about your spinach powers, but you can't even bother to find out exactly what's going on with them. Whereas I've actually studied these things. It turns out if you've got a normal can of spinach, you're going to have like powers for quite some time. But if you only have a tiny can of spinach, you might get one super move, and you've just used that, and it's gone wrong, and now you're in trouble. So basically, she goes off, does a few punches, knocks him to pieces, but meet the Jeep, Jeep the Meep um, comes in, feeds him a load of spinach, and he powers up, gets his rocket-powered punches, and basically puts a load of targets up behind her. The Meep helps out, sorry, Jeep helps out, and kind of boils off the water from her body, which is kind of like giving her this kind of indestructible shield. And with that, she manages to crack the amulet around her neck, and the Sea Hag's influence is removed from her. Now, Sea Hag, he kind of goes elsewhere. Now, it says something weird, like it's like, oh, she's in a four-dimensional prison or something like that. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on in this one, but I think this is really good. So yeah, so that's it. That's the end of issue 1. Um, Again, artwork is brilliant. The characters are recognizable. Just the kind of like the anime stylings of it is really, really nice. I think it works really well. I love the page layouts. I love the idea that each kind of page is their own individual thing. Even though we've got these kind of like, double page spreads and single page spreads, they they're still within that kind of same big black bordered box. Um, that makes it work really, really well. I mean, that is just awesome. I mean, that's kind of like, not being funny, that's almost like a piece out of Invincible or something. But yeah, I really did enjoy this one. So hopefully I can grab hold of these. I didn't know if I'd even be able to get hold of this one because, as I said before, I've not heard of Massive Comics. I didn't know if this was going to be a thing that was easy to get hold of. If I can get hold of the first issue, hopefully it means I'm going to get hold of the second issue. But yeah, so with 95 years of Popeye, apparently they're doing some books coming out pretty soon. It's going to have it's kind of like the story of Popeye and kind of the history and all that kind of stuff as well. But I believe he might go into out of copyright in next year, but I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, if 95 years, I'm sure it's 100 years or 99 years, so I don't know if that's true. I thought it was 2025, but there you go. Anyway, yeah, really good. Really did enjoy this one. It was not a struggle to read. There was plenty going on, and kind of like as each of the characters were telling their story right at the beginning, I genuinely felt kind of like, oh, these feel like the characters as I remember them from the cartoons back in the 80s. This is perfect. I mean, and the 80s cartoons I saw, apart from Popeye and some, were kind of like cartoons that went back to the 30s and 40s. So I mean, this is you know, they've managed to keep the legacy up really well with this one. So very, very happy with this one. So there you go. Anyway, that's pretty much all I can say about it. So hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. And I'll say bye for now. Bye bye.